Hey guys, what is going on? This is Augustic Dunbar coming at you once again from my office. Just moved to a bigger office, tripled the space, so I'm excited about that. But today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I touched on previously, very briefly in one of my older videos. I was talking about this book called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and it just talks about a lot of the differences between rich people and poor people. That means both financially and the way they think. Okay, they think differently. And one of the differences was rich people manage their money well, poor people mismanage their money well. And for the longest amount of time, man, that was me. I would have what we call 5-minute paychecks. What does that mean? That means you get your paycheck and in 5 minutes it's all gone. Paying your bills or you just blew it. And then the worst part about it was you'd be like, well, I have no clue what happened to all my money. And it would just be gone, right? No tracking, no kind of discipline, no anything. And so I noticed very quickly that I need to change that. And so once I came across this saving technique, which is called the JARS technique, this was something that I implemented. I did not do it very well to begin with, but I stuck with it, got more disciplined, and I can say now that this has just changed the way that I save, and I've got more money saved than I ever have. Period. Right? That's what happens when you use techniques and you discipline yourself. So let me show you how it works really quickly. So you basically have 6 what we call jars. Now these don't have to be physical jars. They could be bank accounts. They could be shoe boxes. They could be envelopes. I like to use envelopes. And this doesn't have to be physical cash. It could be, sitting in a digital. It could be an account or whatever. Me personally, I like to use physical cash. One, because when you have physical cash on you, you're less likely to spend it because you can see it every time you go in your pocket. And 2, when you have a debit card, you're just swiping, and you don't really think about how much money you're spending. So I use physical cash, and I put all of my money in envelopes, right? So the first thing that I do when I get paid is I go to the bank and I withdraw my money and put in 6 different envelopes. Now, the book says to break it down into percentages, okay? This is how my percentages look. I do 10% here, 10 here, 10, 10, this is 10, and this is 50. Now, let me explain these different accounts, okay? This is your financial freedom account. This money here is not to be spent. The only time you spend this money, or let me backtrack, you don't spend this money. This money is only to be invested. The only time you use this money is when you're going to use it to create more money. That is the only time that you use this money, okay? Long-term saving for spending, this is one that I like that's really cool. This one is basically what it is, what it sounds like. It's you saving money away for bigger expenses later down the road. Maybe it's a vacation, maybe it's a birthday gift, maybe it's Christmas gifts, whatever. You're just saving to buy something big. So you're going to spend this, but it's longer term, okay? Next is education. Education is important. So self-development, personal development, whatever you want to call it, is very important, guys. If you're not growing, then you're dying. So this money here can only be spent on educational purposes. So like CDs, seminars, lectures, books, those kind of things. Very important in my opinion. Give, simple. This is money that you give away. And I know it sounds ridiculous, like why would you want to give money away if you're trying to save money? Guys, it's the law of reciprocity, okay? Whatever you want to get, you must first give, okay? And I mean, it's just simple as that. When's the last time you gave money away to somebody? Like just willingly, just because. And it makes you feel good too when you give money away, or at least it makes me feel good. Then we have play. This is money that you have to spend on yourself. This is money that so when you use this, when you do this, you're practicing discipline. That's what this whole thing is for, okay? And play is the money that you use to spend on yourself to reward yourself for being so disciplined to use this. So the catch for this one is, though, it has to be spent within the same month. You have to treat yourself. You have to go out and buy something that you wouldn't normally buy for yourself, okay? And then lastly is expenses. So these are things like your rent, your car note, whatever. This is pretty much everything else. This is everything else. Now, let me say this. The actual percentages don't matter, okay? You could do, another 5% here and then boost this to 55%. When I first started, I was giving only 5%, and then this was 55%. But I said, no, I don't want to cheat myself. I'm going to give away as much money as I play with. That's important to me. I want to be able to give away $10,000 in 1 year, but we'll see if I get there eventually. And so the percentages don't matter. You can choose whatever percentages it is that you want, but the key is to discipline yourself. To discipline yourself. So this is what the numbers look like for myself, me, personally. I would challenge you to use this for 90 days. Use this system for 90 days. Now I'm going to tell you, the hard part is going to be, again, disciplining yourself, right? You want to get into the habit of saving money and putting it away. And you don't want to fall into whatever your normal habits are, okay? I'm assuming if you've made it this far into the video, it's because this is a problem that you've suffered from, and you want to change that. And the only way you change that is by creating new habits. So if you have a habit of getting your paycheck and immediately getting your nails did, maybe you want to wait. Maybe you want to go take out your money, divvy it up, put it in your envelopes, your jars, or whatever. And then that way you know you're not spending any of this money. Does that make sense? So I challenge you to do this for 90 days. And lastly, I also challenge you to not use the phrase, I can't afford it, or we can't afford it. Okay? So for example, let's say that you have, at the end of the month, you have, I don't know, $50 here. You have $50. That came out to 10% for the month. Okay? And you say, man, I really want to go get these new pair of shoes, but I just don't have it. The shoes cost $100. The shoes cost $100. But you only have $50. I challenge you for the next 90 days to, one, use this system, and two, make some more money, guys. There's no lack of money in this country, just a lack of work ethic and a lack of people willing to do what it takes to go make some more money. So if this is the case, I would challenge you to say, hey, what can I do to go out and make an extra, not $50, okay, but an extra $500 this month, okay? And that 10%, that 50, goes here. Okay, so 50 plus 50, I'm sure you guys can do math, is 100. And now you can afford to get the shoes. Okay? So I challenge you to, for the next 90 days, try this system and don't use the phrase, I can't afford or we can't afford. See what you can do to make an extra amount of money to where you can get whatever it is that you want to get. And that can be simple as, going to garage sales and buying things and reselling on Amazon or reselling on eBay, or going and buying water or candy and then going to sell it at a park for whatever. There's a lot of things. You can get a second job. I wouldn't recommend getting a second job. I would say be more creative than that. But there's anything you can do. You can get Uber, whatever, right? I challenge you to go out there, discipline yourself, and find another way to come up with some more money. And you'll thank me later. If you like this, if it works for you, if it doesn't work for you, you have another method, definitely comment below and let me know. I'm interested in seeing what you guys think. Till then, see you guys at the top. Bye.